Hey coin collectors and welcome. So here's the trick question for today, and that is, which one of these are pennies? It turns out that there's only one penny in this whole bunch of coins here. We look up here, an Australian coin, there's the US coin, the Lincoln. Here's a coin from England, here's another coin from England, here's one from Canada. Let's go through them one at a time. Australia in 1968 moved to decimalization, and they moved to 1 cent coins. So many of you are familiar with the old Australian jumping kangaroo, hopping kangaroo penny, the George Kruger Gray penny, the KG there. Just a beautiful, beautiful coin, this oversized penny. Queen Elizabeth first portrait on the front. Well, Australia had moved to the 1 cent coins in 1968, so they don't have a penny in Australia. The United States does not have a penny. It has a 1 cent coin. Canada over here, the Canadian penny. We know about the Canadian penny. They don't make the Canadian penny anymore. Well, they never did. This is a Canadian 1 cent coin. Well, they haven't for a long time. Let's put it that way. And look at this. This is really weird. And that is, guess who designed the famous Canadian maple leaf? George Kruger Gray, the same guy that did the kangaroo on the back of the Australian coins. So again, though, this is 1988, same as the other coins here. 1988, it's a 1 cent coin from Canada. Well, how about this big one here? No, how about this one? Ah, we got one. So this is the 1 penny coin from the United Kingdom. It has that crown portcullis, which is that gate that they, with the spikes on the bottom, that they would lower to keep people from coming in. 1 penny. So there we go. We finally have a penny, and it's from the United Kingdom. Here's the one on the bottom. Of course, it has Queen Elizabeth II on the front. And she's wearing one of the crowns. And this says 1988 here. So this is the 1 penny coin. And the reason that this big one's here from United Kingdom from 1988 is they have a 1 penny, but when they go up to 2, they call it a pence. And of course, this is the Prince Charles symbol, Ich dine, I serve, and with the peacock feathers coming out of the top. And this is a 2 pence here. What we really want to talk about today is the 1988 1 cent coin from the United States. At the Denver Mint in 1988, they made 5.25 billion of these. So that's the D here. At the Philadelphia Mint, which is the plain, remember the pennies don't have the P on them. At the Philadelphia Mint, they made 6 billion. So between the two of them, 11.25 billion coins. If you can get this coin in really good shape, like MS-65, they're worth between $6 and $10 each. In this condition that we have them in here, not really worth much. What's on the back? Well, of course, the Lincoln Memorial. And when we look at this, it says United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum here, and the statue of Lincoln where he's seated at the Lincoln Memorial. Down at the bottom, it says 1 cent. And way over here, we have an FG, and that, of course, is for Frank Gasparo. And he was on the back of the Susan B. Anthony $1 coin. If we look way down in there, you can see the FG for Frank Gasparo. Same way that George Kruger Gray was a famous United Kingdom and Commonwealth designer. Frank Gasparo did many American coins, and this is, of course, Susan B. Anthony facing to the right, the 1979 version. So we have a D and a P, the Denver and a Philadelphia. We don't want to forget that in 1988, they also produced a mint set penny or 1 cent coin, and this, of course, is a 1988 S coin. By the time we get to 1988, the only San Francisco Mint coins are going to be these proof coins, and that's, you can see how this is burnished. Well, here's who did the front, and these are great coins because you can see them V, a D, and a B. So that's Victor David Brenner, who did this in 1909. And it just has lasted until now. In fact, if we tip these up, the pennies are good for this because you can often see on any penny, there's the V, the D, and the B on the 1988 D coin. All right, so we have the D, the Denver, the P, Philadelphia. We have 11.5 billion of them made, so they're not worth much. But you may be able to get some doubling on these coins. You may be able to get some offsets on these coins. And if you can get it in MS-65 or above, you're going to start talking real money. The penny that I showed you, or the 1 cent coin from San Francisco, that's worth $3 or $4 because they didn't make many of these. They only made 3.262 million. So if you see one of these outside of the set, it's worth $3+, maybe even more. It depends on how red it is, how shiny it is. And you see this one is just a fine, fine coin. Not quite as red as some, but certainly MS65. And they don't really call it MS65 when it's a proof coin, of course. They call it Proof 65. And, of course, a proof coin's always going to come out in mint state because it comes straight from the mint, never goes to anybody. Look at a little bow tie on Lincoln. You can hardly see the bow tie on some of the other coins, or you just don't know what it is. It gets kind of this knotted thing here. But on the proof coins, you can see the bow tie for sure. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coin World. This is DC saying thanks for watching.